A very competitive total. It wasn't perhaps your usual surface in terms of here at Wanketi. It sort of held a little bit and was responsive to slow ball. So we thought that 180 mark was a really good target, and I think we saw that from our first 5 overs, that it wasn't easy to get away, and I think from that point onwards, that's certainly when that innings of Shane Watson really kicked into play. And I mean, anyone that turns up and gets 100 plus in a final is obviously a significant effort, a great contribution to their side, and very difficult to stop. So a fantastic knock that saw his side home. We worked hard and we built partnerships, and that's certainly what we wanted to do, and it wasn't the easiest, like I say. So I think I just mentioned earlier that it was a very competitive total, and it was on a knife edge, I believe, after the first few overs where it was tight and the run rate was climbing, that there were risks required, and if we were able to pick up a couple of wickets at that stage, which we have done throughout this season, then all of a sudden it takes a very different shape. But credit to the way CSK played. They showed their experience and got through that period and took the game away from us. Look, I'd probably rather look at the likes of Shane Watson in terms of his innings. He did put us under pressure. You come into a final, and that is one of the things you do need to deal with as best you can, pressure. Everybody's feeling it a little bit, and he responded to it beautifully and put us under more pressure. So once again, the way we started with the ball was outstanding, gave us every opportunity, and there was a balancing point there which they ran away with, and I do think that experience that they have in their side was an important factor. Yeah, it was definitely a different experience. I suppose coming into the job, there were a number of guys that I hadn't met, a variety of cultures, which I think was something that I was looking forward to, that experience and some of the differences that we were faced. And, I mean, it was enjoyable. We've got such a great bunch of guys in that franchise that give you the 100% every time you walk out onto the park, even in times where perhaps you're behind the game. We saw that character come through so often throughout this season, which is a real credit to the environment. And there are a number of other leaders and experienced players, like you mentioned, that offered so much throughout the season. So it was an enjoyable season, an enjoyable campaign. The game is such a fine line that, obviously it would have been nice to come away with the win, and I suppose for a large part of that, it was looking perhaps likely until that fantastic knock from Watson. So it wasn't to be today.